Kendrick, founder of CreditUturn, and coming to you live today, Friday, March 6th, I believe it is. It seems like the calendar year is going by pretty quickly, and so I'm just kind of going to riff here just a moment while we're syncing up to the interwebs and the YouTubes and all the fun stuff that's out there, all the technology that allows me to get a message out there to you, and I appreciate you participating. So waiting for someone to let me know that they can see me and can hear me okay. And once that happens, then we should be able to kind of get started. There's always a little bit of time before some other people start joining in. So again, everybody, this is Lee Kendrick, your buddy, your founder at CreditUturn, and it looks like I've got at least one person can see me, so hopefully everybody else can see me and hears me okay. So just in case you hadn't heard this already, again, my name is Lee Kendrick. I'm the founder of CreditUturn, and we love what we do. We're very passionate about bringing you a world-class product that allows you to automate your journey, as well as bringing you incredible credit tips and some educational advice that can assist you on your path to improving your credit. So before I forget and go much farther, because I don't have it on my notes and I just now remembered it, would really appreciate somebody dropping a link to CreditUturn.com. Also, on some of these live streams, it's very possible that somebody might be looking at this, not only looking at it on an individual level for themselves, but they might be a prospective partner of ours from the automotive industry or other industries that anything with an engine in it, whether it's RVs, power boats, motorcycles. And I apologize, had a temporary break there in video connection. So anyway, it's possible that somebody's looking at this and determining whether or not they want to be able to offer a product like ours to their leads and their prospects and their clients. So I'd welcome you if if you identify along those lines. So today's topic is going to be how to get the fastest results, how to get quicker results on your credit score improvements. So we'll cover that here in a moment. But before we do that, who is this Lee Kendrick guy? Who is Lee? What is CreditUturn? What's this all about? So I identify as a credit expert. I also have a very vast, or what do I want to say, a lengthy background in automotive, credit, and mortgage industries, both on the retail side as well as the lending side, mostly in retail. So I understand your pain if you're a prospective partner or your current partner. I totally get the challenges that you have to deal with on a regular basis. And then also if you're a consumer, I also get your challenges. And I'm trying to marry those two things, and so that the retail partners understand what it is that you're really trying to achieve. We all know that whenever you go in to purchase an automobile, you're there to purchase an automobile. But prior to that, whenever you're still in the stage of being a potential lead or a prospect of a car dealership or somebody that you could purchase an automobile from, prior to that step in those stages, you're looking for ways to be able to improve your credit. So we're trying to educate partners how important it is for them to go ahead and start those conversations with you digitally as well as in person, to let you know that they care. And also, I want you to understand that I want to help you obtain your objectives too, and that I am truly qualified to be able to help do that. And hopefully you'll see that just by taking a little small step and automating your journey by subscribing to our credit monitoring services. Because when you subscribe to a typical credit monitoring service, you have nothing else that you get other than just credit reports and scores, and sometimes just from one credit bureau, sometimes from two, and sometimes from all three, and sometimes it's not consistently every month either, because there are credit monitoring services that'll just provide a report to you once every 90 days or once a year. And sometimes a consumer, yourself that's watching this, might think that what you get through like a bank might qualify as being credit monitoring, whenever it's really not, if they're just providing what your score is to you. Because remember, there are thousands of different scores out there, and if you're not getting access to a fully detailed, regular monthly credit monitoring report that has all of the details about everything in your history, your names, your addresses, your social security numbers, your dates of birth, public record information, remarks, credit info regarding credit cards, installment loans, student loans, child support, tax liens, bankruptcies, credit inquiries, mortgages, that sort of thing. You need to know that stuff. So just want to remind you that there's a fallacy. A lot of people think I already have credit monitoring because I get my scores from my bank, but that's really not what it is. And I appreciate you chiming in there. I see that somebody remarked that that is so true, and it is. So I appreciate that you get that. And another question that I get quite often is, why are you doing this, Lee? Why is it you're providing this product and you're not charging any credit repair fees? What's the angle you're coming from? What is this? Guys, I'm not ancient. I'm not a spring chicken. And I'm just in that point in time in my life where I've done this for so many years. And I'm a bleeding heart consumer advocate that also believes in business. Okay, so I know that I'm straddling the fence there, but I sit on both sides of the fence, but there's a purpose to it. And hopefully you're seeing that I believe in the business part, but I also want them to care. Okay, I also want to spread this whole message of how important and how vital it is to each of the businesses that are in certain industries that are dealing with consumer credit, for them to truly not just give you the lip service that they care, but actually to demonstrate it and actually provide you with access to a tool that does not charge you a credit repair fee. And I think it's incredible that I have this opportunity to be able to do that. And I want to thank my developers also, because without them, this wouldn't be coming to fruition. There's a whole lot that goes on up in here that they're constantly going, oh, wow, I can't believe that you're like overwhelming us with all the stuff that you want to do. And I do. And I know that it's hard on them. So I'm sure that I've got a couple of them right now that are trying their best not to type on the keyboard like, yep. So anyway, I've got a lot going on, and I'm a huge consumer advocate. I want to be able to spread this message to millions of people that you have rights. And you have a right to do this on your own. You have a right to use a third party, okay, like a credit repair company. You have a right to use a credit attorney. You have a right to not do anything and just live and languish with whatever effect or whatever's appearing in your credit report, whether it's positive, negative, accurate, or inaccurate. You have a right to just do nothing, procrastinate, and say, I'm not going to do anything about it. Or you can automate your journey along with some tips that help you get faster results. So that's part of the message that we're going to cover today. And through participation with our partners, with the auto dealerships, with the mortgage companies, the real estate companies, the banks, and other industries out there that deal with consumer credit, we're getting them to pay a subscription fee in order for them to provide this product to you so that you don't have to pay any credit repair fees. Zero, nada, zip, zilch. Zero credit repair fees. Sorry about that. I bumped the tripod. So anyway, in order to do that, in order to continue doing that, I do need to get as many partners to help us with the cost of maintaining and running our servers and our overhead and developers, so that we continue not only providing you the same product that you already see, but to continue making it better and better for you. So please subscribe to all of our social media channels. All that you have to do is just subscribe or click like or click follow. And whenever you ever have an opportunity to share our message or to recommend us, either from the mobile app, or if you're using a laptop or desktop, there's also a way that you can do that there as well. But you can tap the hamburger menu, that's the 3 horizontal lines in the top left corner of our app. The third link down is where you can share it, and sharing it is where you recommend us. You have different ways that you can recommend us via text, email, messenger, social media channels. You can put your own recommendations there. I'm sure that you've already seen the power of automation, or many of you have that are watching these live streams that are currently using the app. And don't keep the cure to cancer, don't keep the cure to everybody else's credit cancer a secret. Help us make this go viral, because without you doing that, and without you engaging, and without you commenting, or participating in our forum, it's more difficult to go viral. So I'm really asking for my tribe to get behind me and to be a consumer advocate with me, and to get businesses to understand the concept of caring as currency and caring as vital to the survival of them and their business by providing this tool. So please help us. So let's move on to today's topic. I've got to keep this kind of short because right after this message to you, I'm actually speaking live to our partners as well as prospective partners as well. So I've got another live stream right after this at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, before I forget, I did this in yesterday's episode. If you know how to do a watch party and you have a way to do a watch party that's centered around this live stream or future live streams, I encourage you to do that. I would really appreciate that. That's just another mechanism that can help us make this go viral and help us spread our message. So, steps to faster results. I need you to keep in mind that everyone's path is different, okay? You and somebody else that's watching this and somebody else that's watching this, there are millions of different possibilities in credit files. There are basic things that group or lump certain people into certain categories. So you have a thin credit file, I'm speaking to people with thin credit files. If you have a thick credit file, but you're overutilizing credit, I'm also speaking to you. So everyone's path is a little bit different. I'm going to tell you that one of the most critical steps to doing this, if you want faster results, is don't languish and don't penalize yourself and try to do it all yourself, or to rely on a third party that might be running behind, that might be outsourcing your disputes to services that are in India or Mexico or even here in the United States or the Philippines or wherever it is. They're outsourcing just because they get overrun. They might turn around, a credit repair company might turn around and get 5 clients per day. And I'm going to tell you that for even a small staff of 3 to 5 people, just keeping up with a couple hundred people is really, really difficult. So if you're relying on them or you're trying to do it yourself, you're penalizing your possibility of improving your credit scores even faster, just because you could automate it and you can guarantee through usage of our mobile app and subscribing to our detailed credit monitoring, where our app is analyzing and preparing your dispute letters and transmitting your letters and restarting the process for you every 30 days. I can guarantee you that you don't have to worry about and wonder whether or not any action is taking place behind the scenes from a third party, or you depending upon you spending a lot of time and effort to try to do it yourself. So if you want faster results, automate it, okay? You need to take inventory of your own credit reports. You need to take inventory of your own situation. Is your challenge that you don't have a good mix of credit? Is your challenge that you don't have a long payment history? If you don't have a long payment history, there are ways that you can overcome that. I'll describe one here to you real quick. You could become an authorized user on somebody's credit card that has a long-term credit card that they've had for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And if they will make you an authorized user on their credit card and it's got a perfect payment history, they're not utilizing any of their credit limit or very little of their credit limit, and this person is of the quality standards that you need, where they are not probably going to be faced with their need to go out and charge up credit on that really quickly, that would hurt you potentially. That could be a great way to add depth and length of credit time into your credit file. So that's one thing that you would want to consider. So if you don't have length to your credit file, just becoming an authorized user on an account or two can help you. However, it's also part of assessing your goals. And that's another necessary step beyond automating and taking inventory of your credit file, is to assess your goals and to know your why, okay? If your why is to go out and get an auto loan, becoming an authorized user on a credit card that doesn't have any debt on it, it's got a long-term history, is going to boost your credit scores very quickly and can help you obtain your auto loan quicker. It can also help you obtain credit cards quicker. The thing that you might, a reason or a why that you might not want to do that is because you might be wanting to go get a home loan, okay? Now, if you're wanting to get a home loan like really quickly, The reason why you would not want to become an authorized user on somebody's credit file is because the mortgage loan underwriter, the lender, is going to want you to be removed from any authorized user accounts so that they can see what your real credit score is without that influencing your credit scores. So that really doesn't help you. If your goal is to become a homeowner in, say, 6 months, maybe as little as 3 months, but 6 months or a year, there's nothing wrong with you going down that path first, so that then your credit scores improve enough that you can go qualify for better credit cards on your own. And then once you've applied for better credit cards and you're qualifying for better credit cards on your own, have great limits, you've got the American Express, you've got a Discover card or whatever it is, then there's nothing wrong with you getting removed from and being an authorized user on somebody's credit file in the future, because your chances of being a homeowner are probably stabilized at that point. So kind of backtracking again, I'm just going back over these steps again so that you're not having to repeat all the time, is that you need to remember that everybody's path is different. You need to automate so that you're not faced with that challenge and you're not dependent upon whether or not somebody else is doing something for you. You need to take inventory or assess your own credit situation, and you need to know your goals, your why, and you need to always consider what's the cause and effect of you doing something. And if you're not sure, and if you ever get hung up on that, engage with us, comment, ask us, because there's a good chance as we grow and we grow and we grow and we get hundreds of comments on things, I might not be able to answer your own exact unique question that you have in the heat of the moment. But if you also post that in our forum, me and my team can get around to being able to assist you with that. Plus, there are also some knowledgeable people that are learning from our tips. They're also seeing what the app does, and they're able to jump in there as well. So I just want you to know that you need to remember what's your cause and effect, and you also need to engage with us. So I mentioned authorized user accounts. That's another way that you can speed up results for yourself. Do not go out and utilize a CPN, a credit privacy number. Don't fake a account by giving false information, such as using a CPN number in place of a Social Security number, because keep in mind, a CPN, which I've covered in previous episode early on, I think episode 3, 4, 5, somewhere through there. You can go back and watch that. You want to get the full skinny, but oftentimes they're comprised of fake Social Security numbers, so don't do that, and don't go piggyback on somebody else's trade line by paying them $1,500, $500, $5,000, whatever those figures are, because not only is that unethical that you're paying to appear on somebody else's credit account, but it's usually only for a limited amount of time. Plus, there's a lot of risk associated because you don't know who that person is, and that person, first of all, it could be a scam. They might turn around and charge you $3,000 and never add you to anything. Or what if they do add you to something, but they only leave you on there for 2 or 3 months? That helps you out temporarily, but not for long term. And then another concern is, what if they turn around and they go charge up a bunch of debt and you don't know who those people were? So, and what if they obtained credit fraudulently and now you're also linked to that and now you're under investigation? That's not worth it. So don't use CPNs, don't buy a trade line. Another quick path that you could take, if it's just about you needing to add not just longevity, but also credit limits. You've got low credit limits, your limits languishing, your credit limits don't ever seem to be increasing the way that you want them to. We covered that a couple episodes ago about how you could call them and ask for limit increases. You also need to be aware that they might do a hard credit inquiry. That's your choice if you want them to do that. I gave you a tip that something that you could do is just say, I really don't want to have you run my credit right now. However, I do want you to be aware that I'm getting offers from other companies that are saying that I'm already pre-approved for bigger limits, and I don't understand why you all haven't given me a bigger limit so far. And just say, if you don't give me a bigger limit, then I might have to go open a credit account somewhere else. And oftentimes, magically in a few days or a couple weeks, they'll review your credit, and oftentimes they'll increase your limits. Another way that you can increase your credit limits is there is a site you can go to. It's 5000creditcard.com. So 5000creditcard.com. There's on that site, it's not a Visa or MasterCard, it's a merchant account. They will put a $5,000 credit limit across all three of your credit bureaus. There is a simple little qualification process. It's two things. They will check, I think it's your Experian account. They'll do a hard inquiry on one bureau. And as long as you don't have an open bankruptcy, I'm sure there might be something else that they look at. But from what I understand, the primary thing is, are you currently in an open bankruptcy? As long as you're not in an open bankruptcy and you couldn't include them within that bankruptcy filing, that they'll go ahead and grant you a $5,000 credit limit. I'm going to tell you that it's not wise for you to go charge that up or buy thousands of dollars worth of merchandise through that site. Just make a simple purchase. Little $100 purchase. I think that's the minimum in order for you to join their membership. There's a little flashing button. That's where you want to start your process at. Whenever you go to checkout and you're buying your merchandise, I think you have to pay 50% of that up front. So you're going to need to have the means to have a credit card or debit card where you can pay for part of the merchandise or all of it. And they'll issue you a new account, and it'll appear in your credit report in 20, 30 days, 35, 40 days. And whenever that appears in your credit file, that's going to increase your average credit limit. It's also going to look good, especially if I'm talking to you and your credit limits are $300 and $500. It's nice to be able to see that $5,000 credit limit in there, because what ends up happening is your scores start to move up really quick. And as they're moving up quicker, then that's whenever you can start to qualify for better Visa cards and MasterCards and Discovers and American Express. There's also another site, 2500creditcard.com, 1500creditcard.com, 1000creditcard.com. I always recommend that you start at the one that's going to give you the higher limit. The bottom three, 2500, 1500, and 1000creditcard.coms, those redirect to other sites, and then what happens once you get to those sites? Those sites don't require an upfront purchase. I think they do a small monthly fee for like 3 months, where they charge you I can't remember the exact amount. It's like $25 per month, but they'll put a credit limit into your credit files that's going to help you. So there are some other things that you can do. And another thing that you can do is be loyal to the referral partners that sent you. Okay, a lot of credit repair companies will tell you don't apply for any credit. And the reason why they're doing that is because they want to be able to shout to the top of the world that I helped that person turn around and go get a 150-point score improvement as fast as possible. And realistically, that's not what they always do. So I'm just going to tell you that part of your rebuilding and your repair process is also inserting positive trade loans into your credit file. And one of those quickest ways can be to take advantage of an auto loan if an auto dealer is presenting you with an option that you can live with, even if it's a little bit more than what you want to pay on a monthly budget. If it's going to require a little bit bigger down payment, if it's maybe not quite the car that you want to begin with, but it's going to solve a transportation need, plus it's also going to send you down that rebuilding path faster, go do that, because whenever you do that, that rebuilding process is also a necessary part of your repair journey, okay? So, and everything always circles back up to ways that help you improve your credit faster, and it's part of what you do, and part of what you do credit-wise, but it's also part of what you do through engagement and viralizing, okay? Because whenever you're engaging and you're asking questions, your energy is moving into full-on learning and discovery mode. And as you're learning and you're discovering, that's whenever you're able to bow your chest out and you're reaching new objectives. Your bench press, your credit score bench press went from where you're benching a 585 to now I'm benching a 720, and it happens faster than you think, and it happens whenever you're fully immersing yourself in the journey, in the process, to educating yourself so that you never go back to the same spot again. And if you do, at least you know how you got out of your old situation, and now you know what to do to improve it so that again, you just know how to bounce back faster. I'm not encouraging you to go out and to build up your credit, obtain something, and then intentionally fall apart or not do the things that you need to do, and that you're just going through that endless cycle of going up and down with your credit. I don't want you to fall down. I want you to stay where your credit improves and it continues to improve and it locks in at a certain level, and you're just never ever looking back. And whenever you do get to those levels, I want to remind you how vital credit monitoring is to you, especially credit monitoring that is alerting you of any new activity in your credit file so that you're able to protect your identity. Just that little tiny monthly investment is never ever going to hurt you compared to you not having that investment, and then all of a sudden somebody's used their social security number. I actually saw a credit repair professional and a mortgage professional who's a close friend. I had no idea that she had dealt with identity theft on her own. She actually had her social security number stolen and utilized by an illegal to obtain a fraudulent tax refund using her identity, and it affected her. I'm sure it kept her from being able to get a tax refund on her own. It's pain and suffering that she's had to deal with for more than 12 months now. And if you have credit monitoring, sometimes it can alert you to those things so that you're able to catch it faster, and you're also able to pick up the pieces and deal with that situation better, especially if you have a white glove service like what we offer in our pro membership. So I want to thank you guys for your participation, for you engaging with me. I want to thank you for helping us make this go viral in advance. I'm expecting you, I'm asking you, and shamelessly plugging for you to help us go viral by recommending us to all of your friends, family, coworkers, and continue joining in to check out future live streams. So again, thank you for your time. We really appreciate your participation. If you have not upgraded to unlock the power of automation in our mobile app, you need to do that. There's so little risk and such a high reward for you to do that. You need to check it out, because if you haven't done that yet, you've only been exposed to 5% or 10% of what the app does for you. And I'm just telling you that I'm the 5 to 10%, but I'm also much greater than that, because once you unlock the automation, I'm built in there for you, but it's going to work for you. It's going to war for you. So just kind of picture that, I don't know, I'm Genghis Khan, and I'm layered up, and I'm in body armor, and I'm the strongest, army in the world. So I'm here to help you conquer and win. So thank you guys again for participating, and hopefully we'll come back to you with another live message over the weekend at the very latest on Monday. And thank you very much.